It's your story. It's the ability that you go out there and, you know, if you have a trouble account, like that you go out there and take care of it. That's part of your customer service. And then you're going out there, you can tell the story, but then also your product quality is bound up in it, the quality of your packaging. Like even silly things like, I care about like when we send kegs out the door, that the outside is as clean as possible.
That's right. Murphy's Law applies to brewing beer as well. Now we're getting into branding your brew. After you get your branding down, it's time to distribute.
How important is branding? I mean, how much effort do you guys put into branding? Like, look at the dude's label, and you know, you got everything branded in here, the tanks and everything, and you know what I mean? Same thing at McLeod. Like, you guys had your branding everywhere on the wheat thing and on your bottle and stuff. Like, how important is that to a great beer? Like, if you have a great beer, like say my home brew is like amazing, you know what I mean? And I wanted to market it and take it out, like, how do you get that across? You know what I mean? Like, how do you?
Great recipe only gets you so far.
True. So you say like a big part of it is probably marketing, I'd assume, right? Like,
feet on the street.
Okay.
Brand, like
Word
you
of
got your
mouth
brand,
and
but if nobody knows about it, it's just another line item on your sales sheet. So.
Right on. So you have to like invest in a little bit of advertising, and you know what I mean, to get your brand off the ground.
Personal experience, just FaceTime.
Okay.
Place that your sales rep gets told no. You go back. I'll go there. But hey, you know, let's you want to try a beer.
It's a great
idea. It's different when they meet the owner versus the sales rep, right? So. You know,
the guy behind the guy.
Sales rep's got to be, you know, X amount of calls per day.
Right.
Ownership has its privileges, right? You can spend 3 hours just shooting the shit with the bar manager and finding a time when, okay, so that keg's 2/3 empty when it goes, you know, put me on. We'll do a pint night, whatever, and try and get people aware of it. It's getting, when you get that repeat, when you get that rebuy, that's a big step.
Hell yeah, and it's got to feel good as a brewer, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And how do you
everything, because you sell one keg, they just tried it. If they buy another one, it means they liked it. So.
That's cool. And you guys are mostly dealing with like draft distribution right now.
Yeah.
For the most part. So it's like, if the bar wants it back, it's even more of like, you know.
Yeah, like the holy grail is basically to get a regular tap handle replaced. That means you got it solid. You got it made, and you can depend on that place to regularly buy a keg. You know, you want to. The only way forward then is for them to add maybe a second line and then increase the throughput on that line. So, but like selling all that stuff, like there's so much bound up in brand identity. You can't just say like the brand and branding isn't just like the picture on the glass. There's so much bound up into it. It's your story. It's the ability that you go out there and, you know, if you have a trouble account, like that you go out there and take care of it. That's part of your customer service. And then you're going out there, you can tell the story, but then also your product quality is bound up in it, the quality of your packaging. Like even silly things like, I care about like when we send kegs out the door, that the outside is as clean as possible. Because I know from working backroom staff at liquor stores and going into bars and stuff, that if you don't have to get your hands dirty changing kegs, like the staff behind, it might not necessarily notice that, but it's something that you've done to improve the kind of way your brand is represented.
Cool. So yeah, like reputation is kind of king.
Yeah. In this industry. Like when I was looking at a liquor store, Lagunitas had like the best boxes. You could just like one hand just throw their boxes open to like open their 6-packs, and that was amazing. And their boxes were like super easy to break down too. They're really stiff, but you could break them down in a second. You didn't need a knife or anything. So that was like, I loved having more Lagunitas because it was easy. It was easy for us to deal with, and when you're running through tons and tons of boxes of beer. Like
the thoughtfulness in the packaging and stuff. People on the other end who are going to handle it.
Yeah. If a decision like that takes you more than a half an hour to come up with, you're probably wasting your time. But like, you know, it's something down the line that is nice that you thought about the people behind the scenes.
Right on. Yeah. No, that's saying a lot. That's saying a lot.
There's just no way we'd be able to have the range with our beer that we can with distribution, because the distributor we're going with will be able to get our beer down to like San Diego and stuff, and we just wouldn't be able to do that with our current person leading distribution.